Miss Umama Mohsina of Karimganj, Sribhumi district of Assam. She is representing 31st National Children's Science Congress at Bhopal, and now she is with us, and I am going to know some of the important highlighted points of our project. So, Miss Umama, how do you feel after taking participation in Bhopal?
The amazing experience. I get to learn many things and all. It's like wonderful.
Okay, so please explain your this project. What you have done?
My project is a completely research-based study. So our study aims on understanding the impact of municipal solid waste dump on groundwater and environment. Like as we know that waste management has become a major problem in all over the world. People are suffering several health problems and environmental problems just because of the ill management and unhygienicness of the landfills. So our study was conducted in a landfill in Silchar. The name of the landfill is Municipal Dumping Ground of Silchar. So we started our study with a field survey. During our field survey, it was observed that the condition of this particular municipal dumping ground was so worse that the people were suffering a lot. Medical waste were also being dumped in the place. People were suffering a lot of problems because of the uncontrolled and unhygienic of the landfill. So when the samples were tested, the results were very shocking and hazardous. All the water samples contained arsenic, also E. coli, and were acidic in nature. Soil samples were also acidic in nature, which indicates very poor health of the soil and water quality of and around the landfill. So some of our suggestions in the 31st National Children's Congress were to introduce incineration instead of open-air burning, to segregate municipal and medical waste, and also as we know that metals are on the verge of extraction, so this particular landfill can be converted into a resource hub for metal extractions. So these were a few of our suggestions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You have done an outstanding work.
Good morning. Our aim of this project is to find out the impact of municipal solid waste dump on groundwater and soil. So as we know that waste management has become a major problem, because of the ill management and unhygienicness of the municipal dumping ground, people are suffering from many health and environmental problems. So we tried to find out the impact that the municipal dumping ground has on underground water and soil. We began our study with a field survey. During our field survey, it was observed that 10 private hospitals were located around this particular dumping landfill, and medical waste were dumped in that municipal dumping ground. So for understanding the impact that this particular condition is having on the groundwater and soil, we collected few water samples and soil samples from and around the dumping landfill, and these soil samples were tested in collaboration with some particular laboratories. And after the results were found, reports were found, we studied those reports in a detailed manner. From our study, it was found out that all the water samples contained arsenic. Arsenic, being a colorless and odorless, can harm people in a various way, like cancer and other diseases. And then other than arsenic, E. coli was also present in 5 to 4 water samples. And thirdly, 3 to 4 water samples were acidic in nature. From the soil analysis, it was also found that 3 to 4 soil samples were acidic in nature. And as we go down to the earth, the soil nutrients are deplenishing, and for replenishing all those, it will take more than decades. So we try to contact with the DC of Kachar, and some of his what he said us that there is nothing that can be done for the protection of the people living around the landfill. But some of our suggestions, if these measures were taken, then I think the condition can be improved. Some of our suggestions are the introduction of incineration in place of open-air burning. Secondly, segregation of medical and municipal waste. And thirdly, as we know that many of the metals are in verge of extinctions, so this landfill after the incineration can be treated as a resource hub, and metal can be extracted from this particular landfill.
Then which test we have to done to detect the arsenic in the water?
Yes, ma'am.
Which test you have to done to detect the arsenic in the water?
Actually, we collaborated with some PhD, so they given us the arsenic reports and all. As I am a minor, I was not allowed to do the test myself, so they did the test.
But which in that laboratory test you have done?
PhD Karimganj.
PhD. Okay. Then how to aware to people to dumping?
Actually, where I did the research, their people were more than aware than the government because they were facing the problem, right? So they came to, if you can see in the pictures, more people were willing to tell us about the problems. When we did the study, this a field study, they came to us themselves and they were like, we are facing that problem, this problem, when the garbages are burned, we are facing suffocating.
But the garbage are created by the people.
No, it is dumped by the municipal authorities there. Municipal authority collect them from the houses and then they dump in the ground. So I think government should be aware of the
People are
people are, of course, people make the government, so people should also be aware. Research-based study on the impact of municipal solid waste dump on groundwater and soil. So we tried to find out, as we know that waste management has become a major problem right now. So we tried to find out what impact it has on groundwater.
Okay, what do you mean by solid waste?
Yes, sir.
What is solid waste?
Solid waste means that are not liquid, like waste.
Okay, how it will contaminate the groundwater?
So leaching, as rain comes down, then along from the waste, it
What
leaches.
type of contamination may occur in water?
From our study, we find out that arsenic is present, like arsenic, then E. coli, which is a bacteria found in human body. It was also present in the water.
Arsenic from wastewater or arsenic from
In the water, it was
Okay.
present. Arsenic was present.
so the presence of arsenic is due to the solid waste or any other reason?
So it can be because of the solid waste, because I don't know the reason that arsenic is present in the soil, but in present of arsenic is a very bad sign in the drinking water.
Right. Then what is your conclusion? How to minimize this?
So some of our suggestions in the 31st NCSC were to introduce incineration instead of open air burning. Secondly, to segregate the municipal and medical waste. And thirdly, as we know, many metals are in the verge of extinctions. So this, after incineration, this particular dumping landfill can be converted into a resource hub for metal extractions.
How you can convert this dumping to resource?
So as I said, after burning, after incineration, after
If you burn, then it will again carbon emit on carbon. No?
not
Carbon
open air
dioxide.
burning, sir, incineration.
Okay, right. Then,
Incineration. And after that, from the remaining residues,
Okay.
so there are certain processes that can be done for extracting metal, or you can say
Okay.
segregating metal from the
Okay.
residues left.
right. Then,
And other I have studied that some of the metals or some of the metals that cannot be burned, these metals can be converted into various useful resources like bricks and other materials required for construction of houses and all.
okay. Thank you. Then finally, what you will suggest to common people?
Common people.
Yeah.
So in that area, common people are already aware of their problems. What I would tell them to raise their voice so that it can reach the government, because alone the people can't do anything. Government's help is required. It's such a big issue. India is a home to over 3,100 landfills. So if the common people can't control all those landfills, so if government takes some measures, then it will obviously be helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
Artist. So তুমি শর্টলি আমাকে একটু বুঝিয়ে দেবে
English?
হ্যাঁ ওকে ওকে নো প্রবলেম
Hello. The aim of it's a research-based study, and the aim of our project was to find out the impact of municipal dump on groundwater and soil. So this is our study area. So as we know that now waste management has become a major problem in all over the world. People are facing different health problems, environmental problems because of the ill management and unhygienicness of the dumping ground. So we selected a particular dumping ground, that is municipal dumping ground of Silchar. We started our study with a with a field survey, and during our field survey we have collected few water samples and soil samples. These samples were tested in collaboration with some laboratories like PHE Karimganj and Regional Agricultural Office, and those reports were studied in a detailed manner. From the reports it was found that all the water samples except one contained arsenic.
আচ্ছা
And
হোয়াট ইজ আর্সেনিক
arsenic is a heavy metal. It is a colorless, odorless, and also tasteless. We can consume it without being aware of we're consuming it. It can give rise to several health problems like cancer, skin rashes, and others.
So how you know that this water contain that chemicals which you have?
We tested it through some laboratories.
Okay,
They
okay.
helped us and we collaborated with them. And then nextly, E. coli, like it's a bacteria found in human intestine that was present in the water sample. So people are consuming the bacteria along with the water. So moreover, some of the waters are acidic in nature, so acidic water can't be drink. When from the soil analysis, it was found that the soil samples were also acidic in nature. Moreover, as we go down the earth soil, so the nutrients that are present in the soil were decreasing, and for replenishing all of them will require like decades.
You are burning the means dump in a closed chamber. It is releasing CO2. And its carbon emission is done. So what about the carbon emission and what is their impact on nature?
Firstly, let me tell about the emission of carbon.
Okay.
If we burn in a high temperature, then carbon emission is not possible.
Okay.
And the impact of carbon is carbon dioxide is required for our earth because it traps heat. Otherwise, if carbon dioxide will not be there, then our planet will become a cold planet.
No.
But if it is in a high rate, then it is a problem because it is giving rise to global warming and all. It's a greenhouse gas.
No, you have told that when you are burning the dump in a closed chamber, the harmful gases which will produce will not get out.
No, it will not get the chance to be produced because if we burn in a high temperature, then it directly gets evaporated. Like the gases do not get
But their particles, their atom will be there, no?
Yeah.
After burning the dump, there will be an ash, and in that ash there will be the atoms or the molecules of that harmful gases. So we can't destroy any type of animal. And what you have made this chart for?
For water samples and soil samples. So what we studied, those parameters like calcium, arsenic, and all.
Means these are the
representation of the parameters, like which water sample has what is the rate of the presence, like the less and more of that.
Okay.
आप लोग कहाँ से हैं?
Assam se.
असम से. Okay. What's your project?
My project is the impact. It's a research-based study on the impact of municipal solid waste dump on groundwater and soil. So we tried to find out what is the impact. As we know that now waste management has become a major problem. All over the country, all over the world, people are facing several health problems, environmental problems because of the ill management of the landfills. So this is our study area. So this is the landfill that we selected for our study. It's a municipal dumping ground of Silchar. For our study, we collected few water sample and soil samples from and around the landfill. And this water samples were studied in collaboration with some laboratories. From the report that we got, we studied, and based on our study, it was found out that all the water samples, 15 water samples were collected, and except one, all the water samples contained arsenic.
Okay,
Thank you.
Well done. Really too much helpful for our society.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice.
From which state?
So I'm from UP. UP, sir, Uttar Pradesh.
I don't know if you're aware of E. coli. It's present in our intestine. It was also present in water. So people are consuming arsenic, E. coli with drinking water. As well as when we tested the soil samples, we found that many nutrients that are required for agriculture or for the perfect soil health were not present in the soil samples. So we can conclude that if these dumping landfills are not protected or taken measurements, then it will definitely harm the people who are living nearby. Moreover, an interesting fact about this dumping landfill was that around the dumping landfill there were more than 10 hospitals, like very well-known hospitals. So when people come to these hospitals for getting cured of certain diseases, they can go back home with some new diseases because they are drinking contaminated water and also inhaling polluted air. So some of our suggestions were to introduce incineration instead of open air burning. Incineration means we'll burn in a high temperature in a closed furnace, so it will not release any toxic gases in the air. Moreover, as we know that many metals are getting extracted, so this landfill can be converted into a metal extraction hub for extracting the metals.
Okay, the one you told, right, in which we burn the waste. So after burning the waste, where does the release go?
Actually, if we burn in a high temperature, then the garbages does not get the chance to release the gases. They all get evaporated directly. And sometimes we can use this to produce electricity also.
And you did lab test over here?
Yes.
How did you get these values?
Given to some laboratories, they tested, and graphs we made based on the reports.
What did you test? You tested the water, right?
Water and soil. These are the water and these are the soils.
But is it necessary for agriculture to be in soil?
No, like in water also it can be done. Like that.
You can also like study.
Yeah, thank you.